Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
But I do have some questions.
There are more questions than answers.
Cayman Islands' foremost listeners' participation program.
Talk Today.
What's on your mind, Cayman? If you're ready to talk, we are ready to listen. Discussing current events and local news, community spotlights, hot topics, listener stories, cultural and historical discussions, environmental issues, fun and lighthearted topics, guest interviews. Cayman, basically anything you want to talk about, we are ready to listen. Here's your host, Charles Glidden.
Coming up, schools out and summer camps are in. We get the details on what the Department of Sport is offering children. And today is the day of the Seafarer. So the Seafarers Association is in the studio. Talk Today's next. Stay with me.
Talk Today is reminding you
to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
And now, back to Talk Today.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Talk Today. I'm Charles Glidden. Thank you for checking us out today. I hope you're having a good day. If you're planning on traveling and doing some shopping, which is like, the automatic thing to do when you travel, right? If you're going to travel, you got a little slot in there to go shopping, okay? So going away this summer, Christmas, anytime this year, good news. We talked about that private members' motion in the House to increase the personal allowance of duty-free items from $500 to $800. Well, yes, MP Perla McGaw-Lumsted moved her motion, and it was accepted by the government. So we're going to see an increase in, the duty-free allowance of how much we can bring in when we travel. And it gets even better. Not only did the government accept it, they put a little icing on the cake. And that always makes the cake so much better, right? They put some icing on the cake with an amendment. Parliamentary Secretary Julie Hunter advised that the government was in agreement with the motion and further announced that the duty-free waiver will be increased to $1,000 during the months of July, August, and December. Up to $1,000. It was said that the minister, the Honorable Nicholas DaCosta, was ready to prepare the orders. So hopefully the increase in duty-free allowance will be in place for those traveling in July and August. So, Minister, get those orders out so those of us traveling in July and August can take advantage of that, right? Well, if you are looking for some healthy, wholesome activity for your child while they're out of school, the Department of Sport is offering a number of camps, and they have some people in the house here that is going to tell us all about that. Let me get you all to introduce yourself. Say hello to our audience.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, Chalo, and good afternoon to our listening audience. And my name is Melinda Montemayor, and I'm Acting Director of Department of Sports.
Good afternoon, everyone. Head Coach of Swimming. My name is Chester Hurston.
Good afternoon to all our listeners. My name is Javon Forbes, and I'm an assistant coach for the Department of Sports.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the time period that this is going to be available?
Okay, so camps start July 7th, and they go up until the 21st they end on the last week is Taekwondo, which is on the 21st.
Okay. So what children are eligible for this?
Any children in Cayman are eligible. There's absolutely, for the Department of Sports, we work in a very inclusive environment, so we welcome all children. Last time that I was here, we spoke about, we know that some children are neurodivergent and have some special needs. As long as we can work with that and a parent is comfortable, even if a parent wants to send a carer, that's great. We support that. We want to make sure that everybody has fun. And if they feel capable and we can accommodate them, we certainly will make every effort to do that.
Well, that's great that, you're making that special accommodation. So let's start going through some of the sports and activities that you have planned. I don't know who wants to take that.
Okay.
I guess I can go with the swimming part.
Yes.
But also, so for swimming, we usually do every year our junior lifeguard camps. That is one of our big events that usually everybody sign up for. So we're doing 2 weeks of that for our junior lifeguard camp. So we start on let me see, make sure I have my dates correct. I want to start on the 13th to the 17th of July. That's the first week, because we're doing a 2-week slot. And then on the 20th to the 24th. And to put a little icing on the cake, we actually this year added water aerobics for the adults. So, if anyone that want to get out, even our seniors want to get out and do something, we have dates for them too, that it will be actually at pools. So we got 2 locations. One location is going to be at the Lions Pool, where we all know, the Lions Aquatic Pool. And for the water aquatics, we have in the nice pool up on the eastern side is the Clifton Hunter Pool. So they have a nice pool at that school.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. 25-meter pool is a walk-in. You can use wheelchair, whatever. So that is a nice area that we try to...
Oh, man, that's well built then.
Yeah. So water aerobics in junior lifeguard swimming. And for the water aerobics, we got dates for August the 3rd to the 7th. And then we have...
That's at Lions.
That's the Lions Pool. And at the Clifton Hunter School, we have July the 13th to the 17th at the eastern side.
But swimming is big in Cayman, right?
I want to say it's been big, but now it's more popular.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's becoming more of a popular, thank God to our national athletes that are doing what they're supposed to do. And with the, we're taking part with competing in the world. So our name is getting out there, and that's a great thing for swimming.
Yeah, I guess Jordan Crooks kind of made it kind of popular too.
He's the man, and he's, as I don't know if anybody knows, he's like a retirement. He took a little break. He's back into training.
Yeah,
and stuff,
I saw that.
And so we're very happy to hear that.
So I guess nowadays, instead of everybody wanting to be a footballer, there are those who want to be champion swimmers.
They can be a swimmer, but well, for swimming, there are very different opportunities, not just for competitive, but for just keeping yourself fit. For our camps for the junior lifeguard, what we're trying to do is introduce kids or young people into their opportunities here. That if you get yourself kind of familiar with the lifeguard and anything safety with swimming, you can we got Cayman Regiment, we got the Cayman Coast Guard, stuff like that would give you a little booster into going into careers if you want to go into that. So you have to, know how to swim and, just learn the safety aspect with lifeguard, and that will help you go through it. So there are career opportunities in that area too.
And when it comes to swimming, I mean, it's one of those activities that it's a total workout, right?
From your
laps in a pool,
your neck muscles to your toe muscles.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, how do people go about signing up for the swimming?
All right. So we have our email address, which is sports@gov.ky. You can email. Also, you can go on our social media platforms like Instagram or Facebook. You can go in there. We got all our dates and our times. You can even call if you're not too, familiar with the thing. Is 949-7082. All our information is there. We got barcode that you can scan to if you want to, go right into the website and then fill out, and then we respond as quick as possible to you.
So the contact for all activities is the same?
Yeah, just go right through to our email.
One registration form.
Yes.
Then you just select what you want to
Select.
do. Right?
Make sure your child's of age. Make sure that they pick the right dates. You don't want to clash with different dates. And then we're going.
Is there a cost for this?
No, our camps are free. There's only one camp that we have, and that is volleyball. And that's the first week, and that one attracts a charge. But all the others are free camps, all free camps, and they've been free for a number of years.
Yeah.
So we've added more, and that is, I think, our ministry has been extremely supportive of this initiative, and so with the additional funding and also a whole lot of relationship building with the associations and the clubs, we were able to secure partnerships with other associations where we don't have coaches, and also bring in some variety, like a good variety in terms of dance camp.
Yeah.
Never did that before. And
didn't think of that as a sport.
Right. But again, a good workout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And that camp filled up in about 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah. And so thanks to our partners, Dream Chasers, Militia McField, and if anybody knows her, she's an extremely busy lady. But, she graciously agreed to extend camp for another half day for us. So we essentially get a second session. And now that has also filled up. So dance is very popular.
I would say.
Yes.
I would say. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what else is on the list?
In terms of what I'll be assisting with, we can also give some light to the football camps that we'll be having this summer. Each district should have a football camp, so West Bay, Bordentown, Georgetown, and then we are joining East End and Northside together. In terms of that East End and Northside camp, that would be done at the Donovan Rankin Field, the East End Field. Those districts, because they're so far out there in terms of the commute or whatever, we want to also cater to everyone in our local community. When you think about the approach for our ministry and the Department of Sports, is a very holistic approach, so we don't want anyone to fall within the gaps. So we joined those two camps together because those would be the more specific and further districts. And then you have your usual Bordentown camp at the Bordentown football field, and then so forth for Georgetown, that would be done at Onyx, and West Bay camp will be done at the Ed Bush field. One thing I would like to add, though, when you think about signing up and getting your kids ready for these things, the age group that we'll be working with would be from ages 6 to 16, and then also there will be a capacity cap. So for our bigger districts like West Bay, Georgetown, Bordentown, we're thinking more of there will be a capacity cap at 100 kids. And then for Eastern and Northside, that would be a 75 capacity cap. So
you need to get registered.
Got to get rolling. You don't want to... I know it sounds interesting to the air for all our listeners, and they might think that, this sounds like a good idea. I'll sign whoever, that's related to them, or who they might think pass on the information, and then when it's time for the actual camp, not signed up, you try to sign up, and we're full.
Yeah.
So as much as we'd like to accommodate every single child in these age groups, we're working within our means. You want to have an appropriate ratio when you think about safeguarding these kids and stuff like that. And when you only have X amount of coaching staff, you have to work within that to give an efficient experience.
That's true.
So yes, you are right on that. You want to get on top of that in terms of the sign-ups. And these are, these football camps have been going on for a really long time. When you think about our national athletes for football and stuff like that, every national athlete that has represented Cayman at whatever level for football has come through these summer camps at some point in their life. So
that's good.
If you talk to any local footballer, they can tell you they've done a football camp in regards to the Department of Sports for their summers, and this helps kids, build that love for the game and also that social aspect of being with their friends and learning other things like, how to communicate and so on and so forth.
So you learn some life lessons.
Yeah. It's not just football itself, but you also get that life skill aspect in there as well. There's also we have a wide array of camps offered, right? I'll also be assisting with a Fitness and More camp that will be head up by, everyone should know, in the community by Miss Me Today, and also co-led by head coach Tristan Weisenhagen. So these fitness and more camps now aren't the traditional sports camps that you would see with our lineup for the summer. These also tie in some other things like etiquette and Caymanian history and trying to teach the people that we have in these camps about what it means to be a Caymanian, what our history kind of looks like, and then we tie it in with fun activities that will possibly be sports, right? So those camps are also really good. It's very different to what we offer. So that's another camp that we'll be offering. I know that for the first camp we have in the fitness and more.
I'll tell you what, just stick a pin there because I need to take a break.
No problem.
We'll pick it up when we come back. Stay with us.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Craving something bold, juicy, and packed with flavor? Introducing KFC's new crispy barbecue sandwich served on a soft, buttery brioche bun. That's 100% KFC premium chicken breast, perfectly crispy, deliciously smoky with crispy onions, cheddar cheese, and barbecue sauce. Just the right amount of messy in the best way possible. Stacked with layers of bold KFC flavor, this sandwich is your new obsession. But hurry, it's only at KFC for a limited time. So what are you waiting for? Get yours today at any of the 3 KFC locations on island. KFC, finger licking good, just got bolder.
The best foundation you can wear is glowing, healthy skin. The offices of dermatologist Dr. Wayne Porter specialize in enhancing your skin's well-being. Whether you're seeking advanced skincare, including any skin cancers, Botox, filler, cosmetic skin enhancements, or simply looking to reduce wrinkles, Dr. Porter offers a full-service dermatology and dermatological surgery practice. For more information, email drporterkman@gmail.com or call 946-9020. That is 946-9020.
Happy 50th anniversary, Radio Cayman. From the Bluff to the shores of Grand Cayman, you have been the trusted source of news and great music. This is Ventisha Conley, the events manager for the Ministry of Youth, Sports, Culture and Heritage.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the summer camps that's being offered by the Department of Sport. And we're joined by one more person here. Who do we have with us now?
Good morning, Cayman. I'm back again. This is Ms. Molly-Ann Moore, head coach for the Department of Sports.
All right, so we were hearing about the football camps?
Yes, the football camps and the fitness and more camps.
Now, the football, I mean, you don't have to be a star athlete to be in it. This is more to introduce youngsters to football and the fundamentals.
Well, everything. It really just depends on what kids we gauge that we have out there. Like I said, we'll cater to all skill levels, all kids that have a certain understanding, whether that's a beginner or we even have someone that's already playing actively in the clubs or maybe even with the national team. So what we'll try to do is immediately assess the skill level and understandings of whatever kids we have out there at that time and then put them in an appropriate position to enjoy the camp.
But you were about to give us some more information when we had a breakaway there.
Yes, in regards to the fitness and more camps, I know I spoke about capacities, limits for the football camps, but the fitness and more camp will be a capacity limit of 30. And that age range is more 10 to 12-year-olds. And that will be hosted at the Truman Borden Sports Complex. So that, in regards to that camp, that would be our only one camp. That would be from July 27th to the 31st. Whereas with the football camps, we have multiple like I said, for each district. So they run throughout the summer from July into August.
Is there age range there also?
For the football camps, the age range would go from 6-year-olds to 16-year-olds.
And the fitness and more?
That would be 10 and 12.
Okay.
And then there's the seniors as well, the seniors fitness and more. The second.
For the most part, yes. Still waiting on some more details on that, but usually we are to have our existing community in terms of the seniors that we work with on, throughout the year and stuff like that. So for them, it's just really offering another aspect to that kind of age range, because people might think it came on, it's small. There's certain things that aren't really going on or whatever, but sometimes that can be a little bit of a misconception, just a lack of information. So yes, we try to cater to everyone, like we spoke earlier on in the talk show, in terms of trying to be holistic in our approach.
So what else is on offer?
Well, I can speak on netball, because I'm going to be the director for netball, cricket, and track and field. Netball, I spoke briefly on these on Monday as well. So our capacity for netball is 75, and we're full.
Already?
Yes. We're full. And this is going to be at Truman Borden Sports Complex, and it's from 8 to 12. I'm not sure if our acting director might make us take walk-ins, because we usually do walk-ins as well.
Yes.
Persons that didn't get to register.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be great.
There might be a chance of walking in.
Yeah, there might be a chance, yes. They might have to call the office just to confirm,
Yeah. I can tell you that camp was so popular that we met the capacity, and then we had a wait list, and we've now accepted the wait list as well. So we're full and full.
So chances of just walking on is slim?
I mean, because we will have someone the day that for some reason or another cannot show up or, get sick. Things happen. Yeah. So we'll have to take that on a case-by-case basis to see what the numbers are for that particular day, because, as you say, there are safety protocols that we will have in place, but also to ensure that we have the right capacity of coaches as well. That's also important. Per ratio, yeah.
Yes, so just to add a little bit more on netball, netball is one of our focus sport.
Oh, yeah.
And it's very, very popular. We have big leagues that go on here in the community. So that's why it filled up so quick. And the next one I'm director camp is track and field. That is I think just about, because we have two age group. We're going to have the juniors and the seniors, the elite athletes. Like the Jaden Reed that is flying in. Maybe he might attend that. We're not sure, but it would be nice if he did. But yeah, so that track meet is it's going to be on from July 13th to the 17th. It's not quite full yet, but I think the younger age group is full.
The younger age is full.
Yeah,
6 to 11, that is full.
It's full. But as acting director, we might be able to take others as well. The elite one, that's not quite full as yet, but it's getting there.
Yes.
Yes.
So who qualifies as an elite?
Elite athletes are those persons that have represented the country.
Okay.
Mostly have actually represented the country. They might not have represented, but they have reached close to the qualifying mark. Yeah, so you have the Devontae Hunter, Jaden, the Troys that just came out from Carifta.
Right.
The discus thrower and the shot putter. Those are the elite athletes that we're looking at. Yes. So, and we do have a lot. And this is going to be at the Truman Borden Sports Complex. And I think we have 2 times the morning session and the evening session.
Yes.
So for the juniors, it'll be in the morning, and the elite athletes will be in the afternoon. And then on to cricket. Yes, so the cricket will be at the Smith Road Oval. Everybody knows where that is. Right by the stoplight when you go into
Farmers Market.
Yes, beside Farmers Market. That's correct. And we're not full yet, I don't think.
No.
So you have men and women, boys and girls?
Yes, all of these different disciplines, it's both male and female that can come. Because you might think that because netball is a female sport. No. It's actually male and female. Mm-hmm. And it's all over the world as well, too, that it is played like that. So our time...
spaces left for cricket.
How much?
About 12.
Yeah, we have about 12 spaces left for cricket, so which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And like I say, it's at the Smith Road Oval from 8 to 12. And I just want to say here, again, and we did mention it on Monday, our pickup times for these camps is we give you a little leeway, 12:30. Because we need to bear in mind that the head coaches have other programs that they need to be at. So parents, please to think closer about. I mean, every year we know it. Some persons go.
So
over.
all the camps run at the same time. They have the same schedule.
Basically the same time, except a couple that is run in the afternoon, in the evening. Yes. And footballer would have touched on that. We'll touch on that the times, but we'll go back over that and touch on that a little bit more. So cricket is one of the sports that I love dearly as well. Played it internationally, so I love it. Yeah.
Yes, and cricket's doing very well.
Yeah,
we just said
we're actually trying to get it on the 19 girls team here now in the Cayman Islands, because we have a tournament coming up in August, and we have I think it's Canada, USA, Bermuda, Costa Rica, different countries that are coming into play. Even though we don't have an under 19 women's league team, they're going to hold the tournament here. ICCI has given us that privilege to host that tournament here, so I think that's really awesome.
Is cricket catching on among women in Cayman?
Yes, it is. Yeah, because we just finished our primary school league. And last week I was in the hot sun every day umpiring, because I'm an umpire as well. And so it is becoming really, really popular among the young ladies in the primary school and the high schools.
So let's move on down the list. What else do we have?
Also, we got table tennis, we got rugby, we have squash. What else do we have here? Just kind of giving you a quick run through. Obviously, we got cricket, we got taekwondo, which we mentioned that. So this year, we actually put more camps on, thanks to our director here. And we think there was a need, because we know schools are going to end. We know parents want to get their kids and stuff. We know camps are expensive, very expensive.
Yeah.
So what I would say to all listeners and all parents out there, please take the opportunity for this to enroll your kids. Don't let them sit home doing nothing. I know where a cup is on, which is more exciting, get them into football so they can be more excited. So this is a great opportunity to get them out there, get them to socialize. Not only just playing sport, you're socializing, you're meeting new friends, you're learning. And when you go back into your school for your new school year, you should be on a more high. So we want to encourage all parents that, take this opportunity. This is one opportunity that, some people just don't. It's free. For most of our camps, except volleyball, is free. Yeah. So take it, sign up. The kids, if they're not sure, bring them. By the second day, I guarantee they don't want to leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
they don't know what's good for them.
Yes. and with regards to volleyball, it's only that first week, because volleyball is then free afterwards.
Okay.
And that was just a coaching thing, because those coaches actually have full-time jobs as well. So to tear them away, that attracted an expense. But the other volleyball camp, I do believe that one is also full. So there's an opportunity for everyone here. There's a number of different sports that we're offering. Some that are different for us. Table tennis, we have never done that before. But that builds good dexterity in children. So, there's something out. Each one of these camps offers something for your child. And your child can literally at this point go from week to week learning a different sport, all free of charge.
Yeah.
So
fantastic program.
Can't beat that.
Yes.
We have to take another break, but we'll be right back.
Okay.
Wouldn't it have been grand if you had purchased land 30 years ago? It may not be 2020, but a perfect vision has never been more clear. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, poised for growth with an eye on the future. Your land, your history, your future. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
It's here. Multi-year trade and business licenses are now available. You heard right. You can apply for TBLs up to 5 years. Save time, reduce paperwork, and focus on growing your business. Apply online at dci.gov.ky. Apply for your multi-year trade and business licenses today.
Radio Cayman News.
Massive jump in local gas prices this week.
She ensured that we never forgot what it meant to be Caymanians.
The Status of Children Amendment Bill is passed.
Parliament's second sitting saw detailed scrutiny of the government's reassessment of financial assistance.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
7 days a week.
Did you know that in an event of a hurricane, water designated for the purposes of drinking, cooking, and bathing must be disinfected before use? Water may be disinfected by boiling or through the use of chlorine bleach. To disinfect through boiling, simply leave the water on the fire 1 minute after it begins to boil. To disinfect with bleach, add 3 ounces of chlorine bleach to every 1,000 gallons of water. If you're not able to smell the bleach in the water after 30 minutes, then add half of the amount of bleach that was added during the initial application. Recheck the water after 15 minutes to ensure there is residual bleach smell. A residual bleach smell is an indicator that the water has been properly disinfected. For more hurricane food safety tips, visit the DEH website, www.gov.ky/DEH.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about the different sporting camps that is being offered by the Department of Sport, and obviously by how quick some of these are filling up. I mean, these are very popular. People are anticipating these.
Yes.
Has it grown more and more in recent years as far as people wanting to sign up their children?
Well, I can talk about that a little bit. For the past few years, not so much. That we've had these. This is the first time in a few years, that we've had such big numbers.
Oh.
Years ago, we used to have football would have 200 athletes. Netball would have. I know I did a camp with netball where we had 100 at the Miller Hall, and the in Bordentown team, the numbers are huge. But for some reason, it just dwindled right down. And I'm not sure if the reason for it this year is because things have gotten so expensive, and person don't have the resources to be traveling like they would normally do. So instead of doing that, and also the second thing is that if you get your kid out of the house, you're like, but it's going to go down.
Sure.
At least 4 to 5 hours, Yeah. So I think that is those are two things that cause our camps to actually gotten full so quick, Yeah, but it's awesome. It is really, really awesome. And like I say, we thanks to the acting director for sports, the ministry, minister, and the chief officer, Ms. Ichiniki. Thanks to those persons, And I think that I just want to say, big shout out to those three persons, because this is the first time. Let me just say this as well. This is the first time ever in history that we have put on so much camps with all of the different associations. And this is really, really.
No, this is good, because remember, sports is growing, not just the focus sports, but you got squash, you got table tennis, you got pickleball is a new one down here we're doing. So we want to cater to everyone, because not everybody want to play football, basketball, track and field, swimming, whatever. So you want to entice the kids into different sports. So we don't want to miss no one. So with this different variety that we're having in so much, there should not be no excuse of, I didn't see any sports. Dance. Let me say I never said dance. How could I get my salsa on? But take this is opportunity. All parents should take should get their kids out there, and it's good for them.
Yeah,
it's good. I know it is hot outside, but just be mindful that some of these stuff are indoors, or majority indoors. But a little sweating ain't gonna kill you. Yes,
You'll keep them hydrated.
Yeah, keep them hydrated. It's mango season and stuff out there. But no, please, parents, take an opportunity of this opportunity here.
If you have a question for our panel, you're welcome to give us a call. 1-800-534-8255. That number is courtesy of Flo. You can also reach us on 949-8037, 949-6990, or WhatsApp 925-3261. Talk a little bit about the education, the experience that the youngsters have beyond the actual sport activity by, taking part in this.
Let me shoot first. So, each one of our coaches are volunteers. I wouldn't want to say we handpick them, but majority of us we came in. We're from here, so we talk it, we live it, we eat it. So when we interact with the kids or our camps, we are talking their language. It may be a little younger than us, and you got to pick up on their slangs, but it's great to interact with them, learning from them also. So they're not just learning from us as coaches; we're learning from them. So when they're coming to our camps, we're actually mingling and socializing, and you find out who your mom is, who your dad is, and then you start to go in more. So it's become a little bit more relaxed, and like you might meet your cousin there,
yeah.
You might meet your whatever, your niece. Well, you meet people there that you never get to socialize sometimes in a long time. So it's very educational, especially with the fitness and more. They're going on field trips. You gotta learn about making candies, swanky, coconut tarts, whatever. We're learning as you're getting fit. So that's a good opportunity to us, for them there.
What made you decide to bring a cultural aspect into this? Being the Department of Sport.
It been there. Sports is culture.
Okay.
It's there we just trying to, spruce it up, get a little bit more highlighted more, but it always been there. Sports has always been our background. Playing from, football to, but we always had it there. So what we're trying to do is project it more now, like making it appealing for the young generation that coming up.
Anything else that we want to make sure people know about as far as the activities?
Just to add as well to parents, the dress code for our camps are track pants, shorts, or tights. And if you're doing a camp that is outside, I would recommend that you do wear a long sleeve shirt, and also provide sunscreen for your children as well. We will have sunscreen there provided for the kids, which would be I would say the footballers, netballers, cricket. Because those are the ones that are being outdoor playing in the sun. So but that is the dress code, and proper sneakers as well. No Crocs or slippers or anything like that.
Because you're going to be moving.
They're going to be moving.
Yeah. And for the parents, safety, for their safety, to let them know. All our coaches are certified into Darkness to Light, child safeguarding. We're making sure that the kids and their parents understand that, we're certified into dealing with numbers and stuff. So we want them to feel safe that if they leave their kids there, hey, I feel good, I can go work and come back and pick up my child without stressing about anything. And like we say, with that whole heritage of being a Caymanian and the sports, you feel safe then, like, oh, I know that coach. He used to coach me when I was, you feel more better about it instead of kind of like dropping your child off and be like, I have kids. And I don't know who that person is.
Right.
So majority of us, we from here, we're that people. So bring your kids on out, bring them out. We want them.
And we're also CPR certified as well too.
Yes.
Okay, so kids are in good hands.
In good hands.
Very good hands, yes.
So any sports that we overlooked? Any activities that we overlooked here?
Basketball
is actually full, and basketball is being done in we have two different types of camps there. So we have a regular basketball camp, but then camp director Franz Manderson Jr., he is also doing an elite basketball camp for our returning athletes. So to all those athletes there, I do have a message for you, which is you do have to still sign up. That's because we have to make sure that we have the right amount of refreshments, the right amount of safety gear, sporting equipment, etc. So I know you would have been in touch with Coach Franz, but please still go online and sign up, because that still helps us to keep our numbers and keep track of everyone. Also with football, we mentioned football in the Eastern Districts, but football in Georgetown, that one is also now full. So we're bringing, it had been a while since the department itself had hosted football in central Georgetown. So we brought that back. That camp is now full. But West Bay, Northside and East End, there's still capacity. And I know that traditionally those persons tend to just sort of show up. It's a community thing. They're so used to it. But we are encouraging everyone to please go online to register, because that's how we're going to make sure we have everything that we need. And especially in those outer districts, we have to take stuff there. So we need to ensure that we have everything to cater to children. So whilst, if someone doesn't have access to the internet, we can always assist you with that if you give us a call or let the coaches in the outer districts know. That is head coach Dion Brandon and coach Deron Gulab in East End. Please let us know. We're happy to assist in any way that we can, but it is important that we register and we have some sort of physical registration for your child. As well, it asks you questions about your child, sort of what any medical issues, etc. So
and that's very important for the coaches to know about.
Yes, exactly. So we appreciate, there was sort of, a more relaxed way of doing it. We get that. But for safety purposes, we do ask that you register.
And it helps you with your record keeping. And
Yes. And the good thing about those camps in the outer districts, we recognize, the heat. And so those camps are actually from 6 to 8 in the evening. A little bit cooler. I mean, we will have to battle the mosquitoes, but but at least, we're getting them out of the sun for a bit.
All right. So signing up online is important. So let's make sure everyone knows how to do that. What's the address and the phone numbers?
Department of Sports Cayman is our social media on Instagram and on Facebook. I think it's Cayman Islands Department of Sports. You can also drop us an email, sports@gov.ky. Our telephone number is 949-7082.
Okay, we have a little bit of time here. What any closing words from you all?
Go ahead, Mola. Go ahead. Yeah.
Charles got a lot of
just want to say, these camps are free. Parents, just bring your kids out. They're going to be in good hands. It's going to be a lot of fun. They're here to enjoy themselves.
Yep. Safe. Schools are out starting tomorrow, so get your kids signed up. We're gonna feed them. We're gonna make sure that they keep fit as possible. Like I say, treat them like they are our kids too. So parents, don't be afraid to call us or email us if you have any concerns, any questions. We will answer any questions for you guys to make you feel at ease that when your kids come to our camps, we would make them feel more comfortable. So we're looking forward for this. I'm definitely happy that the summer is here. World Cup is on. So, yes.
Good time.
Yes, a good time.
Yeah, everybody's in a sporting mood.
Exactly.
Just to add one more thing, because we forgot. If any corporate companies out there would like to donate to any of these camps, feel free to do so.
Yes.
Well, folks, thank you so much for coming in. Sounds like you have a fantastic program going. I'm sure you're going to be full across the board before long.
Yes, thank you too for having us.
Thanks.
Okay.
Have a good afternoon.
Okay, you too.
It's 1 o'clock. After the news, we're going to be hearing about Seafarers Day, but right now, let's see what's making headlines.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Bright. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. Temporary access restrictions are in place at the DVDL on Crew Road location due to ongoing NRA roadworks. The changes affect vehicle movement and some services at the site. In a statement today, the Department of Vehicle and Driver's Licensing said the exit onto Crew Road will remain blocked through the end of the day, Friday, June 26th. While road improvements are completed, commercial and heavy equipment vehicles requiring inspections are being redirected to the breakers location as they cannot exit safely at the Crew Road compound. Standard licensing and registration services remain available at Crew Road, and officials say traffic measures will stay in place until works are finished. Many services are also available online at dvdl.gov.ky. In international news, the Federal Communications Commission says all options remain on the table as it reviews licenses for 8 Disney-owned ABC television stations. The review will determine whether those licenses are renewed. The FCC is also investigating ABC's talk show The View. Chair Brendan Carr said the agency will follow the facts and the law as it considers the case. The comments come as tens of thousands of viewers submitted feedback supporting ABC this week after the network encouraged public response. In other news, the FCC is tightening rules on submarine communication cables that carry most global internet traffic. They say the changes aim to strengthen oversight and control who can supply key equipment. According to recent reports, the FCC will require new licenses for critical cable equipment and make it harder for Chinese companies to participate. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Your Cayman Islands Health Services Authority has been the national healthcare provider of the Cayman Islands for many generations. We have elevated our level of care to ensure you, our patients, have the best possible experience. We offer better access to care close to home with the most locations on all 3 islands, delivering a full range of primary, secondary, tertiary, and emergency care. HSA is a JCI accredited organization, and we are committed to caring for you.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Although very similar to their Grand Cayman counterparts, organized religion in the Sister Islands was spearheaded by the work of Baptist ministers as opposed to Presbyterian missionaries who started the churches nearly 40 years after that in Grand Cayman. In May of 1885, Reverend J.H. Sobey, minister of the Second Baptist Church of Montego Bay, visited Cayman Brac at the invitation of the Brac seamen. During his visit, Reverend Sobey held the first service in a large house, and it was so overcrowded that the following day a tent had to be erected to have the service. In 1886, Reverend Sobey returned to Cayman Brac with Secretary of the Jamaica Baptist Missionary Society, Reverend E.J. Hewitt, in order to introduce Reverend H.W. Rutty as the Brac missionary worker. Congregations started at various settlements with the construction of 2 chapels in Stake Bay and the Creek. The progress would continue, and 6 months later, Reverend Rutty was ordained as a permanent missionary, and more congregations were formed in Westin, Spot Bay on the east end of the island, and South Harbour in Little Cayman. Reverend Rutty's son and grandson would go on to become Cayman Brac's collector and Chief Justice of the Peace.
Radio Cayman is pleased to feature this special Sister Islands historical vignette brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration and Lands. Explore your history, explore your land, explore your Sister Islands.
Hi, this is Gary King from Totally 80s. My special guest this week is Carly Simon. Carly Carly talks about her unfulfilled ambitions. I'll also bring you the latest news on the biggest stars of the decade.
This is totally 80s.
Heard on Saturdays from 2 until 4 p.m. on Breeze 105.3 and 91.9. And brought to you with the kind compliments of KFC.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and a little weather update here. And the afternoon forecast is calling for occasional showers. Current conditions here in Georgetown, it is 89 degrees, feels like 102 out there, and winds out of the southeast at 8 knots. Relative humidity is at 68%. And taking a look at the forecast for this evening, we can expect partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies this evening, with a 40% chance of overnight showers, and also thunder. Yeah, we had some good thunder this morning, I'll tell you that. Temperatures will fall to the low 80s, and winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots, seas running at 2 to 4 feet. Sunset at 7:05, and the outlook, a decrease in shower activity is expected as a plume of Saharan dust intrudes into our area on Friday. A dust alert will be in effect from Friday, so if you have respiratory issues, keep that in mind. Limit your outside activities tomorrow, because the air quality will not be very good.
Hi. Caymanians ask this question in response to a rapidly changing world and what sometimes feels like an almost unrecognizable Cayman. There is no doubt our culture, heritage, and identity are under serious strain. But if you can distill the frenzy and peer into the looking glass of our history and see what lies beneath us, if you can study the foundation laid beneath our feet, if you can gaze out onto the horizon, you might still see a schooner built and launched in the Cayman Islands, or a catboat heading back to the Crawl laden with turtle, or maybe a Caymanian captain on the bridge of one of the world's supertankers. Those names, images, stories, and amazing memories form the collective sense of identity that Caymanians have when they talk with pride, admiration, and collective memory about the most seminal shared experience which has shaped and defined us as Caymanians. Who am I? The proud child of a Caymanian seafarer.
And that is a video that is now on the government YouTube channel. A nice piece there. And today is International Day of the Seafarer. And of course, given our seafaring heritage, Cayman is observing recognition of the importance of seafaring. And we have some folks here from the Cayman Island Seafarers Association. With me in the studio are Robert Bodden, Latori Nixon, and Max Mifsud. Folks, good afternoon. Welcome to the studio.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. So you were listening to that. What did you think of that little piece? Just come a little closer to the mic.
Yeah, I think it's an excellent piece. In fact, it'll do my job easier today because I've already told the story. That's all I can say. It's a very good piece.
Yeah. So, what's going to be happening as far as International Day of the Seafarer? You have anything special planned? Or?
Not for today, but on this weekend here on the 27th, we have what we call the Family Fun Day. Mm-hmm. We'll have with children also and senior citizens, seamen. We'll have burgers and hot dogs and some fried fish. Then we have some bunks and castles and some water slides for the children. So we want them all to come out to participate in that Family Fun Day. Based on the seafarers. want to reach out to our young people to be involved in the seafaring industry, because you'll always have seafarers shipping, because ships always got to bring our food from one port to the next. So that'll never die, unless they got some super planes that will be able to fly the food in. But the ships will always be here, in my opinion. So we need crew members to, crew those ships to bring the food in and transport to other countries around the world and other islands in the Caribbean. The trade will always start with seafaring. So that's all we really planned for this week, season, for the Family Fun Day.
So this is going to be up at the Seafarers Association building?
Sir. Yeah, it started at 1 o'clock at Seafarers on Saturday, 27th.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the general work of the Seafarers. I don't know who wants to take that.
I can take that if you like.
Sure.
I think they have a very unique job description. Because a seafarer is a jack of all trades. So they are a radio operator, they are a trained paramedic, they're a trained firefighter. That's in addition to their day job of navigating a ship safely. So they're doing all this other stuff. They're managing people, they're managing their crew. It's a very unique mix of things that are needed to be a good seafarer. And I think it's one of those job descriptions that has many, many layers to it.
So the association is, I know that you also work to help and, with seafarers who are now, and are not, not young anymore. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Tell us about some of what you do as far as assisting seafarers.
Well, for one of the main things we do is we contribute to any seafarer that passed away. We contribute $2,000 to their funeral expense. That's one of the primary things. And we have monthly meetings to get them out to have different activities during the meeting to be entertain them, and also to inspire them and look for them to share talents they have, because you probably know that there are a lot of talent here in the Cayman Islands that are untapped sometime. We have different ones that we come out, and that's even 2 names. We got Rupert Ackman. He'll glad to take his guitar and sing some songs. And there's Darwin.
Don't have to ask him twice.
Don't have to ask him. And you got Darwin Ebanks, another one that has a guitar and sings some of those good old gospel songs. And I mean, real touching. A couple of weeks ago, he had him sing, man, and everybody he should be in Grand Ole Opry. He had that type of voice. That's some of the things we do. And also visiting, we try to get in people that needs help. In their house. We just recently took on to renew a bathroom for a gentleman, and other areas we'll do in minor repairs and so forth, and whatever needs we can, even though our funds are limited, but we still do our best to reach out to them. We bus people from the outer districts to come into our seafarers meetings on the 3rd Tuesday of the month. And anyone that calls for help, if we can, we do our best to help in that need, Not everybody, because, our funds are limited on it, And just one little point I want to say that the gentleman here, he just mentioned about the job there. But one of the things you need to realize, a ship need to move from point to point. And some of those guys, the engineers, had to calculate how much fuel the ship had to use so they could store that there to get from one port to the next, not run out of fuel. So there's a lot of stuff went on. The seafarer or the engineer on the ship, same as a cook. He had to calculate how much food we'll use for the trip, so he'd have enough groceries to feed the crew. So there's a lot of stuff went on the ship life. And I do thank the gentleman for he was knowledgeable on what went on the ship from port to port and whatnot. He's come at the right on mark what we experience as seafarers.
So what is your association with the seafarers here?
Well, we are trying to bond that relationship right now. I just knew about him about 2 weeks ago when he had a meeting with us, and we share similar ideas because our seafarers only come at one aspect of what a seafarer association is, of what we're doing. We want to touch in one little spot here. What we are exposed to should be doing, not doing that. and we are trying to work on that right now. What we would do. I could go on and say that one of my concern is to reach out to our young people also to get involved with the seafaring industry. You know, because I think not everybody want to be a banker, not everybody want to be a landlubber. And seafaring is a challenge job. It gives you self-identity, self-worth. Because when you go there and, you're an engineer on a ship, maintain the engines and so forth, it gives you some identity. And, they shouldn't just let that go by the way. So I think that maybe working on land is more profitable. My first piece of land that I purchased, I went like at 17 years old, and about 17 and 3 months or 4 months. And after 14 months, I had my piece of land bought, paid for. And by the time I was 22, I had my own house. So when I got married, I had my house already built. My wife could move in, So you can save money by going to sea. Because you're because
the rent is paid and the food too.
The food is due there, So these are some of the benefits I found there. You save money by going to sea, saving your money. Don't spend it port to port, because some did do that. You have a good time. But those that are serious, use it as an opportunity to better yourself.
So Max, how are you working with the association?
So I am I'm the overseas maritime representative for the Cayman Islands government.
Oh, okay.
And I work in the Ministry of Financial Services and Commerce. But my background is 35 years in shipping, in maritime. I've done various things. So I was a port agent, I'm a chartered shipbroker, I'm a maritime lawyer. We used to run ships as well. I'm from a little island called Malta in the Mediterranean. So we have very similar heritage, history of having maritime as a main pillar of our economy, because we depend on it entirely, like Cayman does. All our food, all the stuff that we find on our shelves, the phones we have, probably everything in the studio was brought in by ships.
Yeah,
and on those ships there are humans with their families and with their aspirations. And I've always, in previous jobs, always supported work in seafarer welfare matters, both for previous governments as well as for this government.
Latori, what's your association with the seafarers?
So I'm a licensed captain, first mate.
Let's just go in.
Licensed captain. I'm a licensed captain, and I am actively in the role of a first mate right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm actively in the role a little bit. And at sea most of the times in the high season dealing with the tourists, I get to tell them about Cayman from the water side.
So what ships do you sail on?
I currently work with Anchor Tours, Tours Cayman, and we have all different type of vessels out there. Max carrying up to like 100 persons, and then the smallest one I think carry like 35 people.
So you're licensed as a captain to operate those vessels?
Yes, sir. However, I'm not. I just launched my own company, so I'm not taking on the responsibility as captain. I just do first mate because there's less responsibility there, while I try to grow my own personal little guff on the side.
All right. Well, that's great. I mean, do people, when they hear that you're a licensed captain, go, "You're a licensed captain"? I mean, they're surprised that a female is a licensed captain?
I don't even be talking about it like that, to be honest. I just do. I exist.
Yeah.
Like I don't brag about it or like.
I mean, when they find out about it, just because I was surprised when you just told me.
But that a first surprise for me. But I mean, I guess people probably are. I don't be looking at it from that point of view.
Mm-hmm.
They probably say like, "Oh, a lady is a captain," and then they don't mention it to me.
Yeah.
But it's just something I do. I think it's fun. It keep me engaged with life now. I feel alive when I'm on sea and stuff like that. And when I get to tell people about being on the water and how you can see one end of the island to the next, and like how people used to ships used to bring stuff back, and like how they have to watch the reefs and come through the channels. If not, they run aground type of stuff. So like you can show them where the reef is breaking and telling them like the importance of knowing where you're going and stuff like that. Like I enjoy that part of it.
So you do sea tours?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So what would you say to young people about, having a career as a seafarer, whether it's, it's on a big tanker or, doing tours?
Well, I would like to escalate. Max gave me an opportunity yesterday, educated me a little bit more about being a pilot and stuff like that. That's something I didn't know I was capable of doing here, on island. I knew there was one company, but I didn't know how to get in, and he spoke to me a little bit about it. So it's just I feel like we don't have enough outlets or information given to the public, because there's a lot that the seafarers do, or there's a lot that you can learn about, but where are the outlets to learn these things, or how does this information get to people like us if you're not linked with somebody on the inside? I never heard of stuff like that until he mentioned it to me yesterday. It's well, we know those people have been doing it for 17 years. We don't interrupt the flow because that's how it's been ever since.
So what's a pilot? She could be a pilot?
A pilot is somebody who directs a vessel into port.
Okay.
Will have local knowledge of the tides, the reefs, to navigate it safely to the dock. To the dock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do have a phone call, so let's take this phone call here. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
And lady.
Lady.
Oh, lady, sorry, I apologize.
Okay. Captain Lady. Captain Tory Nixon.
Oh, that sounds good as well. Yeah, myself as, shall I say, for the want of a better word, an ex-seaman, or maybe because I'm retired, but using the word seaman, worldwide we are known as merchant marines, explaining that even in Vietnam, while you were not actively into the marine section of military fighting, you were on ships that carried supplies, including ammunition. So the word merchant marines, I think it's more appropriate. Having said that, I think the majority of the merchant marines in Cayman has and is doing their best to support the Merchant Marines Institute here. However, I think our government and the Cayman Island as a whole should do more exposure, so more publicity about the Merchant Marines in this island. We are limited to the publicity from what I know. Maybe I'm not, but from what I've been listening to many years, we need to be more with the government. Look, for example, you should have some sort of a show now and again, maybe at the Hartwell Theater or something, that people can come and listen to us, what we have endured during our seaman days, rather than as it is now. I'm sorry, but I see it as a dying organization that needs to pump in some real enthusiasm into it, some people that know and big it up. In the United States, you got a day, Memorial Day, and so forth and so on. They just kind of wishy-washy, and don't get me wrong, taking it of what is meant to be out of context. But it's just a little this and a little that. We were the people that put the foundation on this island, and I think by all means we should be recognized much more than we are by the government and by the people of the Cayman Islands. Thank you very much for listening to me, and have yourself a good evening, gentlemen and lady.
Thank you. Thank you for the call. How do you respond to him?
Well, like I said earlier on, that there's certain things we were not doing. Unfortunately, I had to take on the vice president because our president is ill at the time, at this time. So I had to take on, and as vice president, one of the things I started to put forward that we opening the floor for each Caymanian to do his story in our hall and our other general meetings. That's one of the things we started doing, inviting people to come and share their experience, so we'll know what's going on, how they felt, what dangers they experienced on ship. For the tankers and whatnot. That's one of the areas.
Yeah, it can be dangerous out there.
Oh, definitely. Let's tell you one. You had what we call mucking the tanks, and you had to climb down there 100 feet in the hole there to scrape the mud off the bottom of the ship, put it in a bucket. But had to use brass tools. Then you heist it up. When I came out of that tanker hole and walking around the fresh breeze, I become drunk as a coot, stopping, singing around the place with drunk. That's what it did. There was a danger because we could have slipped. Another friend of
But
mine,
no one was even aware in those days of what you were inhaling?
Nobody was aware of it. Even though they did have some blowers to try to ventilate the tank, but it didn't do it. When you scrape that mud off the bottom of the tank, that whiff of old oil would come up and get your nostrils. No mask or nothing, So that was done. So they're the kind of things that we experienced. Another gentleman, I would tell him about my experience, and he said, boy, even worse than that. He done the same job, and when he was climbing out, one of the rungs of that steel ladder broke off. Luckily, he had a good grip with his left hand. I think the right hand, when he was pulling himself out, broke off in his hand. He could have fell to his death. So we did experience a lot of dangers that we weren't aware of. So, and again,
we're not even talking about the weather yet.
Oh no, that's a different thing also. And we're trying to get the stories of all the old seamen. I just want to share this briefly. There's a old gentleman, after he stopped going to sea, named Captain Tom Dias, and he was captain on a sloop, and a couple of weeks ago, I woke up about 1 o'clock and I couldn't go to sleep. Why this name keep popping up in my mind? And this story he told me was in 1955 when he was building my aunt's house. And it just came, so I said, let me go online and Google it. And sure enough, the story he told me was correct. One of the English sloops had got shipwrecked in Jamaica, and they chartered him to take that lord and back to England, And it's recorded in fact, I went yesterday and I had a compass, and they did print a story in 1967.
Yeah, I think I remember reading something about that.
So I tell you, there's a lot of stuff here that need to be read. What we did, and he was called a master mariner, and also he taught other young men navigation from his home in the Rockhole area. So this is the thing we're trying to bring back up to understand what went on and how we can appreciate seafaring industry and praise the guys, and other things we're doing also at the same time.
Okay, we do have a caller on the line. Let's take a call here. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon, K-Man.
Good afternoon.
This is D.O.E. Banks. I, seafarer myself. I'm a son of a sailor. And my daughter, who is by my side most of the time doing cultural events, she is also a seafarer. She got her OS endorsement when she was 15 through the cadets, the Marine cadets. And that experience of helping her study and learn all the navigational lights and the different signals and so on like that was really refreshing for me to get back to that part of my life. And like I said, the reason I called was when the gentleman was talking about mucking these tanks. I had an experience when I was going up the west coast through the canal and up to San Francisco. We were carrying naphtha and benzene, toluene, and we had to muck our tanks after loaded. And we were blowing those tanks out for about 3 days. But the bottom of that old vessel that I was on, what was her name again? The SS Guadalupe. And she was an old T2 tanker that was converted. And like he said, when you break through that rust on the bottom and all the muck and stuff on the bottom of those vessels, all of those fumes come up. And I could still smell the fumes up on top when, coming through the blowers. And my bosun told me that it's my turn to go down in there. I said, I'm not going down in there. I'm not going down in there. And he said, oh, well, I'll go down in there. And thank God that I was a little alert when I seen them down there when that flashlight stopped moving. I called for some help. And we had to pull 4 guys that was unconscious out of that vessel, and it was crazy because we had to put some what we call, I guess, French moldings around under their shoulders, and we had to hoist them up manually with ropes and getting the guys to pull them up. And that same bosun, it's not a funny thing, but every time we would pull, his head would bang against another rung. And I was saying to myself, I sure hope that knocks some sense into you. There's no amount of money is worth, getting in that situation. And like you said, they had to get off the vessel. We lost four hands, and we didn't have no replacement.
Did they recover, though? Did they all recover?
They recovered. That toluene was the one that really did it. It was it makes you sing right before you go unconscious. So I heard one of the guys down there making that joyful noise because that stuff gets you high before it kills you. I guess that's like most other things that chemicals that people do. But we have a ton of experience out there in our islands from seamen, even the ones that do personal yacht deliveries and stuff like that. That adventures on that ocean, and you don't know some of the things if you never went out there in that ocean before. You don't know some of. One of the scariest times that I was out there was when we were going from Puerto Rico to Massachusetts, and we were going right between Bahamas and Bermuda up through the Devil's Triangle, they would say. And there was a meteor shower. And there was thousands of meteors falling. And I could hear them hit the water and like boiling. And I was up on the bow by myself and me and God. Because I was talking to him a lot that night. Because, man, those things are scary when you see them hit the water and you can, just a few hundred.
Are you hoping they don't hit you?
And, you got a bomb. You're sitting on a bomb. And those oil tankers, they're even worse when they're empty than when they're fully loaded as far as the explosiveness of those vessels. And, like I said, we sacrifice a lot out there. And we don't get the kind of recognition for all of our personal sacrifices. I know the women even made some real sacrifices dealing with children and stuff all the time. And when the dad was out on the water.
Mr. Deal, I got to break in on you, though, because I'm past my break time.
Thank you all again.
But thanks for giving us those stories, giving us some insights, into the dangers of being a seafarer, a merchant marine, a man of the sea. Take care. Have a good afternoon. We've got to take a break. We'll be right back. We got a caller on there. Hang in there for me.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts.
At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands, the ultimate staycation experience. Your culture, your freedom, the land that time forgot isn't gone. It's your sister islands.
Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Did you know there are over 100 Adventist-owned businesses right here in the Cayman Islands? Adventist entrepreneurs are making a powerful impact across Cayman. Join us on Sunday, June 28th at 2 p.m. at the Lion Center, Grand Cayman for the ASI Cayman Business and Career Expo. Explore products and services, enjoy exclusive discounts, free samples, giveaways, and exciting prizes. Need a wellness check? Enjoy free health screenings and relaxing massage therapy. Thinking about your future career? Young people, students, and job seekers, whether you're looking to grow your business, plan your future, network with professionals, or simply enjoy a great community event, this is the place to be. Admission is absolutely free. The ASI Cayman Business and Career Expo. Showcase, connect, succeed. Sunday, June 28th, 2 p.m. at the Lion Center. For more information, visit asikayman.interamerica.org.
Celebrating 50 years of broadcasting in the Cayman Islands.
50 years of music.
This is Radio Cayman 89.9 FM.
50 years of life. We are the rhythm of the city.
Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and we're hearing about seafaring in the Cayman tradition, and we've had some great stories being told about being out at sea. And we do have a phone call. Is this Paul? Yeah.
No, hi. This is Maya.
Oh, hello, Maya. How are you?
Hello. I'm good,
Hello.
thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. So you're a seafarer, I understand.
Yes, I actually currently work on a super yacht, so it's a bit different to the other stories been told.
All right. Well, how did you get into that?
I actually started working in Cayman during COVID. I worked on a boat over there doing charters, mainly with kids. We'd take them out every day and go snorkeling and everything. And I asked the captain if I could learn from him how to navigate the waters properly and how to be a deckhand, because I was very interested in all that. And he said yes. And that's where my whole story kind of started.
So we have another woman in here who's a captain. I don't know if you know her, Latori Nixon. But it seems like females are taking up seafaring.
We're trying a thing.
We're trying to.
So where do you usually sail?
I was based in the Mediterranean, so I was sailing all up and down the French Riviera, Italian Riviera, and going to the Amalfi Coast and everything like that.
Sounds like a party.
Yes, it really was, actually. I enjoyed it a lot. And then I moved over to the States to get some more hands-on experience in a shipyard period, so I'm currently doing that. And also just to be closer to home for a little bit before I maybe make my way back out that side or maybe even further. We'll see. I want to try and get on a boat that maybe travels a bit more in the future.
All right. Now let me just check in with my control room here. Do we have another caller there? Okay, we lost that one. Okay. All right. So we've heard about a lot of the dangers and stuff, and Max, I know you were touched on that when you were talking previously.
Yeah, because the previous gentleman was talking about the experience he had with meteorites, and unfortunately those meteorites have been replaced by missiles and drones in the Persian Gulf today, and there are a number of ships, probably in excess of 500, that are stuck there, with about 11,000 seafarers on board. And they've only just now announced a plan to try and get them out of the area. But it has been really difficult because the ships had to hug the coast. They had to travel under darkness without any AIS on, without any lights on, and in very close proximity to each other. So hopefully this is being resolved now as we speak. Literally, it was announced yesterday.
Yeah, let's hope that agreement holds and becomes permanent.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, when we talk about seafaring, we can't leave out the name Southwell and National Bulk Carriers.
Ludwig.
Go ahead.
The name was Ludwig.
Yeah.
Ludwig. Southwell. Ludwig was one of the owners of the company National Bulk Carriers. Yeah. And all stems back to a couple of Caymanians that recommended the Caymanian men for National Bulk Carriers to hire us as seamen. That was a gentleman named Roy Bodden. He tells me a story of his truth, another story. He tells me the history of them. It was his father introduced Southwell to getting crew from the Cayman Islands. And also he had another gentleman there, Rich, can't remember his full name now, but he was the shipping agent or ship personnel or manager of the office in New York. And when they processed us here, we went to New York or met through Miami, went to different other places that were like for first trip out. We flew from here to Miami, from Miami to California, and from California to Hawaii, Honolulu, and I joined the Petroline there. So it was quite an experience, for me as a young person going out, with all these places to see different things.
How young were you when you first went to sea?
Well, the story when I first went to sea, when I started working in the small ships around here, boats I call them, because Murco and the Kirk Trader and Carrie Queen, I was working with my father on some of those. I had the third engineer and sometimes the second engineer on those ships. Then when I went out to National Bulk Carriers, I had to go out as a messman the first time and was not able to get promoted after I stayed there in that position for 14 months. I came home and went back out to the small boats around here and went back to position there. But there's
how young were you?
15 years old 15. When my father took me on the ship with him. And I stayed there about 2 years till I got, I was 16 and a half when they told me I could come get Shipwood National when I was 16 and a half. I came home around that, around Jamaica, running up and down from Turks Island to Jamaica. After that, I came here, and then I learned I couldn't ship out till I was 17. Then I turned my passport in, and fortunately, within 3 months, I was shipped out to thing. But I just want to let you know about the seafaring, because in the engine room, that's different in the engine room, because I like engineering. You learn so much things inside there with that. You operate the boiler, your oiler, even the maintenance man, they had to do some of the things. I saw the first engineer with one of our local seamen, which was Miles, I call him Bobo Miles, actually rewired about a 30 horsepower motor right in there. It burnt up. And the first engineer and this gentleman, Bobo Miles, he was the one actually done all the work on the supervision of the first engineer. He was the Greek, I believe he was, that supervised it. And they put it back in, worked perfect. So you learn so much things, as when going to sea, the experience you have there. Again, the experiences you have, it was dangerous. I mean, I was on a Kirk Trader coming in from Tampa, leave the port of Tampa, and after break the channel, I call it the channel in off of Tampa, and Kirk Trader fully loaded with fruits and all kind of stuff. And when we hit there, somehow, I call it a rogue sea, hit us on the starboard side, and we list out to the port side. And good thing my porthole was closed, but when I looked at it, felt it shifted to the port side, I could see the water, the sea, breaking half the water on the porthole. And good thing with Captain Shelby, he was the captain, and he knew how to handle her, and also he had to shift the cargo, because we had cargo between the lifeboats on the deck, and also the chief engineer at the time was Everett Leacock, and he was able to shift fuel from the port side back to the starboard side to lift her back up, get her upright. She wasn't that going to turn over, but she was really on the side there.
Still had to do some quick thinking there.
Had to do some quick thinking, And some of the different things. The same Kirk trader, we coming out from Jamaica down, and the chief in there told him, said, Robert, come here with me, I'll show you something. Down behind our panel box, we call it a panel box right now. He said, look down there, you see there? There was a half-inch hole or more, blue ocean water. So we had to keep the pump going all the time. I never forget it. Maybe in the Tampa, they patched her up, and we keep on running there on that. But there's a lot of danger, and you had to be quick thinking how to maintain the ship and whatnot. So there's a lot of experiences there, the repairing engines and pulling them apart, changing the cranks, bearings in the engine, cleaning injectors, all this kind of stuff,
Now, I always fancy, anyway, that the seafaring days ended with my age group. I mean, my father was a captain. You just mentioned Captain Shelby. All those people of my age group, I don't think any of us went to sea. How many of the seafarers, say from the National Bulk Carrier Group and so forth, are still with us?
I can't tell you personally. I never really checked it. All I can tell you
through the association.
Yeah, through the association. I'll have to check the records. I really, I think we got about 2 Caymanian seafarers now doing something other around New York or somewhere else. I remember I saw some record a few days ago. Or our good gentleman, he brought it to my attention here. Again, they had 2 there. But what happened, seemed to me that I can recall, because I stopped going to sea after 22. I sailed 7 years out there, and started going to sea, and I had my house built, and I decided by the time we got married, so I got married after that. But about 1969, when the boom started, the construction boom started, it was better here than to see what it could be with our families, and I think that's what stopped a lot of the seamen from going, because there was a lot of construction work, electrical, and plumbing and blocklaying. It was I must say this, it was humiliating for a lot of the able-bodied seamen, because, they were important, to stay in the ship and work on the ship. And then they had to come home and then mix cement in a trough and do that common labor work. It was very humiliating. I talked to a lot of guys, and they felt really bad. They stuck with it and became good masons and concrete workers in the job,
All right, we have to pause here. We're going to take a break. Be right back.
Did you know that Doctors Hospital provides urgent care services 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? And Doctors Hospital's urgent care physicians have access to the most advanced MRI and CT imaging in the Caribbean, providing reliable diagnostics when you need it most. When you need quality urgent care for an illness or injury, Doctors Hospital is here for you 24/7. Whether it's a migraine, chest or abdominal pain, shortness of breath, broken bones, or another urgent need, Doctors Hospital at the top of Walker's Road. Urgent care right now.
Hurricane season is upon us. Check your hurricane shutters. Review your family evacuation plan. Stock up on non-perishable goods and emergency kits. And stay informed. Stay safe this hurricane season with CUC. You've got the power.
Freedom, Cayman Brack. Freedom, Little Cayman. Soft breezes, blue waters, no traffic. Unwind and rejuvenate your mind, body, and soul. Sister Island Staycations, a taste of freedom. Discover all that our sister islands have to offer.
Are you looking for more weekend getaways with Friday flights? Well, Cayman Airways has added Friday flights to Panama for a limited time this summer. They're perfect for short and long weekend getaways, quick business trips, or easy connections across Latin America. And if Jamaica is on your summer wish list, seasonal summer flights to Montego Bay are also available. Call Cayman Airways on 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com. See you on board our Friday flights to Panama this summer.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, invites you to be a part of history as we rename our headquarters to honoring the man who helped build our national station from the ground up. Join government officials, past and present staff, and family and friends as we pay tribute to Mr. Loxley Banks for his decades of service to broadcasting and to our islands. Join us on Friday, June 26 at 9 a.m. right here on the grounds of Radio Cayman. Radio Cayman, the voice, heart, and soul of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back. And we do have a caller on the line, so let's go to the phones. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. And yourself?
I'm good. I'm hearing Mr. Robert on there. I think that's him, right?
Yep.
Yeah. He knows who I am, and I'm glad to hear him there on there. And talking about seaman, you know, I was a seaman, and how I started out, Captain Shelby Hyde on the Kirk Trader. Went from the Kirk Trader to the Kirk Pride. I worked with the Kirks for a couple of years, and then I went to Tampa, and I got a job with National Book there while I was in Tampa. Captain Shelby said, okay, you want to be a man? He said, you can go there, because I had some friends on there, on the Ormida, I think it was, yeah. And she was tied up there in Tampa, and that is where I started to work with National Bulk, because Captain Shelby was the first man that taught me anything. And then I worked on the Kirk B with all of those other folks there. So, Mr. Robert, you know who I am, and I'm happy to hear you, and I hope that I will see you real soon. I need to talk to you as well about this seaman.
Thank you very much. Look forward to it.
All right. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, and Mr. Glidden, you can give him a number, ask him to give him a call.
Okay. All right. Let me.
All right, thank
okay.
you very much.
And we do have a WhatsApp message here. Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden. I know about it, sir, about going to sea. I went from the time I was 18 years old. I came back home, bought my land, built my 3-bedroom house. As a poor young boy, I made myself something to be proud of.
Thank you very much.
But that's a
story.
Yeah, and I guess it's a story of many young Caymanians from that age.
That's correct. Yeah.
Because I mean, a lot of seafaring money built houses in Cayman, right?
That's correct. A lot of money.
So, Latori, you were saying during the break when we were talking about young people, becoming seafarers in one form or another, that some people just don't know what's there.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about that for me.
I just think it's a little bit of lack of education. We don't know what's out there. We don't know what Cayman have to offer us in that regard. So, like how we hear all the ads out about everything that's happening around, I feel like if we could hear, about boats or how to clean a boat or how to maintain an engine or what does the inside of the hull of a boat look like curiosity would be piqued for people to come out and check. And then when you're out there, you conversate, you network, and like you tell people about it, they realize like, oh, this is something I can do. But because you don't know what it entails and stuff like that, you don't know if you're capable of doing it at all. And like I get the opportunity to be around different captains and different people that own boats. I own my own 2 vessels myself, and I have guys that come around and tell me, oh, you're doing that wrong, or this is how you should rig this. And it's like I get to learn from the people I know, but if it's not extended out of my circle, how do I let other younger people know about it. Like my little brother is also a little fisherman, you know. He came back from college for a little bit and can't get him off the water. He's out there every night. My poor mom, her heart, you know. But it's like he tell his friends, and then it's just within their little circle. But we don't know how to get it vast that the entire island can know, oh, you could do this and it's not that hard. More than one of you together can accomplish a mission, and then everybody be successful at the end of the night or at the end of the day, you know. So I feel like getting more advertisement out there, or people that own bigger boats and stuff should do tours to like teach people about what the boat look like, the inside, how you start the boat, turn it on, off, the lights, the horn, like just the basic stuff, just to show you what a vessel is, and then spark that curiosity and then see where it goes from there.
Maya, you still there?
Yes, I am.
You just heard Latori there. You agree that some young people just don't know the opportunities that are out there for as seafarers working on a boat?
You know what, I do agree with that, actually, because I'm only 25 and I got into the shipping industry 2 years ago. And it's kind of, I was just thinking when she was speaking about how people don't know the opportunities on the island, but there's also a lot of opportunities off the island to work on Cayman vessels and Cayman flagged vessels. Me currently, I'm on a yacht in Florida that's registered to Cayman, and we work under the Cayman Islands flag. So, and I feel like a lot of young people I've spoken to who ask me about my job and what I do, they don't understand that you don't need a lot of money to get into the industry. And I think they also think that the industry doesn't bring much, financial guarantee to you. But I think there's a lot out there for seamanship and seafarers that should be more broadcasted to young people in Cayman, because we grew up around the ocean and around boats. I feel like we have, the ancestry that went on boats and came, and we, our flag literally says, he hath founded it upon the seas. We were founded from being on the sea. So I feel like a lot more Caymanians should get out there and be more involved.
That's part of your hope, right, Robert, is to see more young Caymanians to take up seafaring?
Yeah, I hope so, because it's a good opportunity out there,
Hard sell? It's a hard sell?
I don't know if it's a hard sell. It's just like what Latori said, if they know what the job entails out there, and the experience they can have, and give them, the thing is, they give them discipline. When you become a seaman, you got to have a certain discipline. You got to, and you got to be able to willing to learn and trade and whatnot, and the opportunities is vast there. There's different job descriptions on the seafaring. I mean, my good friend here, he can tell you more about the different jobs there. You could be a measurer on a ship. You can be a nurse. A woman can be a nurse on a ship. She can be a pilot also, if they want, so desire. And don't think that I don't think you need to think it's dangerous. To me, it was a good experience because I saved money, because I used to say 30 days, 33 days from one port to the next. So in that 33 days, I didn't spend no money because food was paid for. Basically, I never been to Northwood Prison, but I just when you're there, you had no wife to be or nothing, free clothes and whatnot, So that's a joke in the way, So it was free. You just do your work and you earn your money. And then you get in port. You had your allotment. You could send it home, So there's a lot of good thing going to sea. You can save money if you so desire and become somebody.
Well, folks, thank you so much for coming in and talking about seafaring on this International Day of the Seafarer. And we're going to close this out with another YouTube piece, because your president, Denniston Tibbetts, has been awarded of Officer of the Order of the Cayman Islands. Congratulations to him. And let's play that little piece now before we go to the news.
This is Order of the Cayman Islands, where we present Mr. Denniston Tibbetts for his service to this country and keeping alive the legacy of Cayman's seafaring history. to honor him while he is still with us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome.
We're truly grateful for this honor, for the public recognition that it portrays. And I know that if he could say a few words, he would say how deeply honored he is. But helping the less fortunate was his thanks.
Certainly was.
Ladies and gentlemen, our seafaring heroes, both past and present, have built a legacy for us today that we must acknowledge and be grateful for. We must never allow their contributions to our nation to be forgotten. We must teach our young people the history of our nation so that they can take pride in the resilience of our ancestors and be inspired to emulate their greatness.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market.
With your latest headlines, I'm Elizabeth Charles. Government is moving forward with new affordable homes at the Highlands in Spot Bay Bluff area. The development is aimed at increasing access to safe, affordable, and hurricane-resilient housing for Caymanian families in the Sister Islands. In a statement this week, the Sister Islands Affordable Housing Development Corporation said 4 3-bedroom homes are now under construction, with work starting in late 2025 and completion expected in the third quarter of 2026. Contracts were awarded to local firms Vanderbilt Contractors and Perfect Contractors. Officials say applications are temporarily paused as policies shift from first come, first serve to a needs-based system focused on urgency and vulnerability. The program aims to build at least 4 homes annually with expansion based on available funding. In international news, Manhattan prosecutors have moved to drop a third-degree rape charge against Harvey Weinstein. The move halts what would have been a 4th trial after the accuser declined to testify again. The charge stemmed from allegations by aspiring actress Jessica Mann, who accused Weinstein of rape in 2013. A previous trial in May ended in a mistrial when jurors could not reach a unanimous verdict. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office said testifying before multiple juries had been a, quote, extraordinarily taxing ordeal for the accuser. In other news, a new Bank of America study finds fewer Gen Z adults rely on family for financial help, but many struggle with day-to-day costs. According to recent reports, 34% receive support, down from 46% in 2024. Still, 42% live paycheck to paycheck, including 29% earning 6-figure salaries. Those are the latest headlines. I'm Elizabeth Charles.
www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman Talk Today continues.
Welcome back, and here's the weather update. The afternoon forecast is calling for occasional showers. Current conditions, 89 degrees here in Georgetown. It feels like 102. And winds are out of the southeast at a little over 7 knots. Excuse me. Humidity, 68%. And the forecast for this evening calls for partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy skies with a 40% chance of overnight showers and thunder. Temperatures will fall to the low 80s. Winds will be east to northeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas running at 2 to 4 feet. Sunset at 7:05. And the outlook, a decrease in shower activity is expected as a plume of Saharan dust intrudes into the area on Friday. Dust alert will be in effect from Friday, so all the people who may have some respiratory issues, please hold that in mind and take precautions. Limit your outside activity. If you have to go outside, put on a mask, protect yourself, because apparently, it's going to be as intense as what it was previously. And a quick look here at the National Hurricane Center's map. All is clear, at least for the next 7 days. And once again, congratulations to Denison Tibbetts on being presented Officer of the Order of the Cayman Islands. The Premier actually went to Health City in order to present that to him. Yes, Denison is not well these days, so keep him in your thoughts and prayers. We do have a caller on the line, and it's open line. You can call, but let's check in with this caller here. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Yeah, Mr. Glidden, it's me again. What happened? I ran out of credit just now and was talking about the seamen.
Mm-hmm.
Seamen and merchant marine, they're way different. Because a merchant marine in maritime with national bulk carriers, we didn't have no cell phones. That's number one in those days. We were away.
Did you even have any kind of phone?
No.
No kind of phone at all, right?
Families. We were away from our families. You wake up in the morning and you can't stand on your own. You got to hold on. You're in weather, tossing and turning up and down, and you still have to work. These young people have no experience what the Cayman Island seamen, merchant marines, they call them, but we call them the seamen, knows about 30 days, Mr. Glidden. You don't see anything like land. Think of that.
And you were saying you were sailing
children.
Like from where to where were you sailing when you were out to sea at 30 days?
But
what kind of voyage was that?
I used to go to Canada. I used to go to Canada. I used to go to Venezuela. I used to go all over, Mr. Glidden. And let me say right quickly, I wish the best for Mr. Tibbetts, Mr. Denniston.
Mm-hmm.
We worked together quite well. And I sailed with his father, Captain Darwin Tibbetts. I sailed with him and Mr. Denniston's mother. I remember taking breakfast up to her in the morning, a very nice, sweet lady. And she always would give me like a little $5 on the side for bringing her breakfast for her in the mornings. So the Cayman Islands seafarers, many people in the island do not have no idea. And they come in and say, well, I'm a seaman. You're a seaman, you go out there and catch a couple of barras or something on the 7 Mile Bank, 12 Mile Bank. That's not a seaman. When you get out there and you don't see nothing, no land at all, and you tossing and turning, you gotta hold on to something to walk. You're in the weather for hours and hours sometime. Let me tell you, that was experience. And Cayman Islands today still have the best seamen. So thank you for listening to me.
Well, let me talk to you a bit.
Cayman Islands that listen to my voice. We built this country. The seamen built this country. I think I was making $75 or $80 a month plus overtime
Yeah.
in those days.
But you went with National Bulk Carriers, right?
If I went with National Book Carrier, yeah, just it.
Yeah,
I
but
was
no,
with
I'm going to
Captain
ask you something.
Shelby.
You say you're making what, $75 US a month?
About $80. About $80 a month.
But one of the things that
80.
they did was made sure that some of that
The
money was sent
allotment.
home, right? What they
Yes,
call
yes.
the allotment.
Yes,
and
you
people,
had to
I can
you
remember
had
the
to
women
sign.
waiting to get that.
Yeah, you had to sign when you get on the ship. You could spend all the overtime that you wanted, but that allotment had to come home.
And that did a lot for the Cayman economy during that time, because I mean nothing was really happening during that time. I mean that provided a lot of foreign exchange.
Nothing at all. And that was big money for us,
Yeah.
$80 a month. Sometimes I would get with the overtime 175, and that was US money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that
people
U.S.
in
money
Ireland
was
really
sent
don't
home
know
too.
what. Yeah, yeah. The more overtime you make, you could have spent. But sometimes we didn't spend our overtime money neither, because like what Brother Robert just said just now, our food was taken care of. We never had to pay no rent out there.
Yeah.
And you had a purpose. Your intention was something. So I had to go to sea because my father died when I was only 13 years old. So I God bless Captain Shelby Hyde. He was one of the men that taught me everything that I knew. And we used to go from here to Jamaica, and then once in a while we would go to Tampa. But Kirk B, Kirk Pride, they all ran to Tampa and Jamaica. Captain Charles Colonel was captain on the Kirk Star for a while in the Kirk B, and then Miss Susan Watson's Miss Susan Watson's uncle, they were captain on the Kirk Pride as well. So the Cayman Islands people do not know what the Cayman Islands, well, we want to say seamen did for this country. Before any tourists were here, we were sending our money home, and the women became fathers as well in those times. So thank you for listening to me, but we got history here, sir, and we need to follow up on it and keep it alive to know where we're coming from. Thank you.
Thanks for the call. Yes, I mean seafaring, very much a part of our Caymanian heritage. As I was saying during the interview there, I guess it was my age group when things started to change, because I know many of my contemporaries, as myself, didn't go to sea. Maybe people just a few years, 8 years older than us. I can remember, my cousins, they went to sea, but they were several years older than I was. I would say 8, 10, maybe even a little bit more. And they were sort of the last group that, if I'm thinking about, my contemporaries at the time, and that was when things began to change in Cayman, and people were not going to sea with it. Prior to that, when you became 16, 18, there basically was only one thing to do, and that was go to sea. And Caymanians have seen basically the whole world, I guess, because those ships sailed, down to South America, to Brazil, Venezuela. They sailed in the Persian Gulf, all over, even to European ports, and to Japan. as George was just saying there, imagine being out to sea for 30 days. You don't see land for 30 days. It's a voyage that, just you and the ship, right? We're coming down into our final minutes here. Well, we've got about 15 minutes left, but the phones are open. If you want to give me a call, perhaps some more seafarers out there would like to tell us about their experience. But the number is to call 1-800-534-8255. 94. That's courtesy of Flo. 949-8037 will also reach the studio as 949-6990, and WhatsApp 925-3261. And we had one WhatsApp message here saying that they knew. Says I know a young Caymanian who would like to work on a big ship that sails to many different places. And they were asking for a website, but I think maybe, contacting the maritime authorities might be able to give you some help there. And as a matter of fact, it was mentioned right after the interview that Maritime Authority, they have scholarships, but they're not being taken up. But if you're looking for something, different, check out what's available. Contact the Maritime Authority to ask them about their scholarships. We have a couple of callers on the line, so let's take those calls now. Good afternoon. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to come to you, callers.
Accidents and illnesses can strike without warning. Ouch! When it comes to urgent care, every second counts. At Doctors Hospital, we have a dedicated team of experienced doctors and nursing staff available to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Don't waste time in an overcrowded emergency room when you need urgent care. Whether it's a broken bone, a severe infection, or a sudden illness, trust in Doctors Hospital's unwavering dedication to providing the best immediate care. For complete urgent care when you need it the most, choose Doctors Hospital, located in Georgetown, 16 Middle Road.
The 25th Annual Talent Exposition of the Arts, Hope is Here. Presented by the New Self-Help Foundation, Sunday, June 28th at the Hawkwheel Theatre. Awesome performances by Rico Rolando, Erica Asai, actress Caitlin Tyson, Dequan Smith, UCCI Dance Company, Radiance Dance Studio, Center Point Limited, John Gray Kitchen Band, and Starlight Elite Strings, Michelle T, and more. Tickets cost $15 CI prepaid or $20 at the gate, and available from the #1 shoe shop and Winner's Circle Sports. Talent Exposition of the Arts, Hope, hosted by Anika Jefferson and Lloyd Parker. June 28th at the Hawkwheel Theatre. Gates open at 5 p.m. Show starts at 6 p.m. Part proceeds from this event to benefit the Pines Retirement Home.
The Department of Agriculture invites you to a 3-day agro-processing workshop happening July 13th to 15th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. Learn practical skills in food safety, good manufacturing practices, and how to make products like sauces and jellies. The cost is $150 per person. Register and make payment by June 30th at the Department of Agriculture's Commercial Center. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Spaces are limited and seats are filling fast. Secure your spot today at doa.gov.ky or call 947-3090.
Radio Cayman's Talk Today. What is on your mind, Cayman?
Welcome back, and another quick WhatsApp message here about sea life. It says, "Yeah, Mr. Glidden, my pay was my pay for monthly was $280 per month. Sailed with Imperial Oil of Canada. Sea life is very hard, sir, but I saw the world." Yep. Those guys could tell you some stories about the experiences they had when they went ashore. Some very, very interesting stories. We got a caller. Good afternoon. You're on the air with Talk Today.
Good afternoon, Mr. Glidden, and to everyone. What's the discussion? I just tuned into you. I was busy working on the bluff, and I just tuned into you. So what you talking about?
Oh, well, today is right up your alley because it's, Day of the Seafarer. And we had, some people in from the Seafaring Association, talking about Cayman's seafaring heritage.
Oh, yes, I didn't remember today was being I went out to work from early this morning and been on the bluff, and I just got a break. So, yes, I started out at age 16 working on tankers involved in ship-to-ship crude oil transfer. The first one I went on was the Houston Trader, a 900-foot-long tanker. And I worked roughly 8 years till about 1986. And I was on board 120 different tankers with the ship-to-ship crude oil transfer, propane transfer. We even transferred coconut oil from one tanker to another. That's quite an interesting.
That's a lot of coconut oil.
Yes, sir. Coconut oil. They were like 600 feet long, and they were transferring from one to the other. And they passes here, those bigger tankers, 2 every month, loaded with coconut oil and palm oil from Malaysia. So it was very interesting. I used mostly every radar on the ships, tracking ships that were approaching and all of that. And when I was on watch with my other colleagues, I remember one particular colleague that was on watch with me, Phil Scott from Spot Bay, Cayman Brac. Yeah, we would plot the ships when they were approaching. There's nothing like the AIS today that shows the name and the course and the speed and where they're coming from, where they're going. It was just a blue spot on the radar that would show a ship approaching 25 miles away, and that's all you knew until you got in contact with it. But I had a very interesting career, and I worked, when I started out was with Cayman Energy Limited. I was earning $400 a month in 1978, that was. And today, chief mate is earning around $10,000 US, and second mate around $8,000, and some captains on American tankers are earning up to $25,000. Very interesting. I know we have limited.
$25,000 a month?
Yes, sir. $25,000 a month. That is correct. That's some high salary, high pay.
Those are union ships, I guess.
They're under the Jones Act, yes, that trades from.
But I mean, those are union. That's union scale.
Correct. Yes, and they trade from one port in the U.S. to the other. And the Cayman Island flagship, I mentioned this before, a super tanker registered in Georgetown. The captain is earning $15,000 US a month, and he got Filipinos and Indians with a total of 25 crew on that ship. So there's a shortage of seamen in the world today. There are so many ships coming out, and they don't have qualified seamen. So anyone in the Cayman Islands interested in taking that up as a career, I said, go for it if you're interested in doing something like that where you can travel and see the world. It's very interesting like that.
Yeah, you get your master's license, you could make a good living. I mean, you got to be able to adopt that sort of lifestyle of, being at sea for most of your life. But certainly it sounds like it can be rewarding if you make the right moves.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Oops. Looks like we lost Raymond there. But that I'm surprised at the salary that he was just quoting there. I guess on those big tankers. I don't know what that's equivalent to, to 20 years ago. 40 years ago. But being a captain of, one of those super tankers, that's quite a responsibility. You're running a business there. Like you're in charge of a lot of things. You got a crew under you that you're responsible for, and your cargo. That cargo is precious if it's carrying oil. So I would still think that to young people in Cayman today, being a seafarer is a hard sell to some of our youngsters as far as going to sea. Now, we had the young lady in here. She's actually has her captain's license for tour boats around Cayman, and it's a whole different scene when you're actually sailing from one country to the other, and actually being able to work a boat around your home, and you actually can go home every night, because life on the high sea is a hard, even in these modern times, probably a lot safer than some of the stories that we heard today about it, especially those ships that carried chemicals, and then the crew having to go down and clean those tanks. And we heard about the dangers of doing that, and people actually passing out and having to be hauled out of those tanks because they'd inhaled the fumes that were left in those tanks. But I would think that it would be a hard sell to get our young people to actually go and become seafarers, with all the opportunities that we have around here. But Mr. Robert was right as far as not everybody wants to be an accountant or a lawyer, and the choice of professions in Cayman are not that wide. We don't have a very wide spectrum of different occupations. So maybe there's some out there, as the WhatsApp message was saying, that that they knew a young person who wanted to sail on the big, and the message they wrote it in capital, the big ship that sails from country to country. And you do see the world if you're, sailing on those super tankers, and it's quite an experience. And that's why some guys like it, and apparently some ladies like it too. It's a continuous change. This port today, tomorrow a different port, and you get to go ashore. You experience different cultures. You see a lot of cities. I mean, it's amazing how much I know. Guys older than I am, or the story, when you hear them tell the stories of, they've been to Japan, they've been down in Venezuela, Brazil, places in Europe, and of course the Middle East, and different Asian countries that they have actually been able to experience, that they never would have been able to do it had they not gone to sea. And there were those that, they liked it. They liked going to sea and the whole adventure, rather than doing, your regular 9 to 5, day after day doing that grind. They liked what was happening out there on the high seas. Well, happy Day of the Seafarer to all the seafarers out there. That's it for me. I'm going to be checking out of here. You all have a good afternoon. Remember, tomorrow, the Sahara dust moving in. So if you have some respiratory issues, take care of that. I'm Charles Glidden. One love.
Talk Today is brought to you by the Ministry of District Administration. Explore your history. Explore your land. Explore your sister islands. And Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.